Hi, my name is Aaron Curtis. I'm doing my informative speech on how does my router work, to give a little bit better explanation of what exactly it does for you. Now, most of our home routers will be actually two different devices. One is a router and one is a switch. Our home units or our routers that we have in our home have flawlessly combined the two different devices into a single one. Now, what is the difference? I'll give two explanations of each. One is a more technical explanation, very basic, but at the same time also give an overview definition of what it is. So a router is a networking device which forwards data packets between computer networks. And we'll get into that between computer networks portion here in a little bit as well to understand that. It is an OSI level 3 device which deals with IP addresses and packets. Switch is a computer networking device which connects devices together on a single computer network. Those two definitions are very important. Note that switch on a single computer network and a router forwards data between computer networks. A switch is an OSI level 2 device, deals with MAC addresses and frames. Now, how do they work together? There are a couple important pointers to keep in mind when talking about this. And like I said, to explain what the network is, a network is a group of it's commonly talked about in technical circles as nodes, but you can also think of it as computers that are interconnected. Now, at work, you may have anywhere from 1 to 50 to thousands of computers on your work network. Now, with that, you can obviously have varying sizes of these networks. The router, when you're talking about networking, is commonly referred to as your gateway. And the reason why it's called a gateway is because any information that needs to go beyond those devices, hosts, or computers that are connected to that router, it will pass through the router and go beyond to get to where you're going. Now, that router that is a delineator. That delineation point is your gateway, which is your router. Just keep that in mind. Now, there are a couple of different types of network. You can have a public network versus a private network. And you'll run into this, say, for example, at home, where you're connecting to your own network. As you can guess, that's more than likely been set up as a private network. However, if you go to the library or McDonald's, you're going to be jumping on and it's going to be a public network. Either way, when that information leaves McDonald's, leaves the library, leaves your home, pass through the router, wherever you may be, and go to Google, etc. Now, one way to think about this is commonly referred to as LAN or WAN, and this is a very basic explanation of these two. LAN stands for local area network, WAN stands for wide area network. If your device can communicate directly with where you're going, keep in mind that Chromecast or Apple TV, where you're not going anywhere, you're connecting your phone or device to another smaller device, that is LAN. You're local, you're within your network. However, if let's say you have a smart TV and you're connecting to Netflix, all those movies on Netflix are not stored in your TV. So you're leaving your network, you're going beyond, outside through your gateway, your router, and you're going to go to Netflix.com. Now, if a computer is on the same network as the one it wants to speak with, it doesn't need to go through the router. However, if it's on a different network than the computer it wants to speak with, it does go through the router. You can think of these routers in one of two ways. You can think of them as just a fence. You can use a technical term, a gateway. I think that's pretty explanatory. And I thought of a good little way to think about this. Think of it as when we were kids and we would ask our parents for permission to do something. The way the routers and switches work together, how this all plays, is it's all about communication. when you were a kid and you asked me if they can have a popsicle, for example, if I oftentimes will ask if they asked my wife. And if the two computers that need to talk, they may just need permission from the other parent, the router.